Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Super fantastic and sparkling, thank you.
Awesome.
And a
Awesome.
little cold. It's wet and windy today.
Oh, yes, here too.
Yeah, but you probably got that white stuff on the ground too, which makes it even colder.
That and any wind will do it
Yeah.
for sure. So we are live on YouTube, just FYI.
Yay!
I'm excited for today. There's a lot of good stuff going on.
Yeah. Did you get my message last night about that? Oh shoot. I'm gonna try it and let you know
Oh,
what I
the
think.
whisk. Whisk.
Yes,
Yes, I
that
did.
thing.
Let
Yeah.
me
I'm gonna try it and see how it works.
there we go.
Thank you. Oh,
You're
note
welcome.
takers. No, remove note takers.
Next week I'm going to try to go live on Facebook simultaneously. And then maybe the week after we'll go live on LinkedIn as well. I don't know if this will
I
handle
would do
all that.
LinkedIn first over
Facebook. Oh,
Facebook
okay.
because of the audience the audience that we're after is more on LinkedIn than on Facebook.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus Facebook has all these weird rules and regulations and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good to know, I think.
And they delete your video after 30 your lives after 30 days.
Well, yeah, but if it's already on other places,
Hmm.
so
Yeah. And I quite often think maybe I should just not do the live on Facebook, just do it on YouTube and then upload the video because then they won't delete it and take it down.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. But then I get a few people from Facebook coming on the live. So it's a tough world out there. But yeah, I'm gonna try Whisk out and see how that is, and I'll let you know.
Okay. Well, we'll talk more about this tomorrow because I've it's going to be an exciting meeting tomorrow. So,
Yay! I'm excited. Who is that phone number?
I do not know.
Um, message.
Is there a way to ask people before
Yeah, I'm
they
doing that right now.
Okay.
So I'll omit J
Yes.
and Dean.
Right on. Good
Morning,
morning,
Jen.
Jay and
Morning, Dean.
Dean.
Snap.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh, we
muted.
got Dean
Good
laughing. So
morning.
we got him laughing for the morning, so that's a good thing.
So I've had an interesting week with AI.
Oh,
Oh,
do
good.
tell.
Yeah, Tirza, you and I have discussed that I'm pursuing lead generation, right? And I know you were as well.
Yes.
So I went from a pretty well conceived step-by-step method, which was to start with Google Sheets, use that as my database. Um, Using ChatGPT for my scraping, whatever, lead generation,
Mhm.
putting that into the Google Sheets. Um, and I was copying and pasting all this after ChatGPT made a table for me and so forth and so on. And then last iteration I told you about was I was getting that done automatedly, and then I was going to use either Make or Zapier to um, how should I say it? To send out all the emails, and then anyone that responded, in other words, all the ones that sent out they're not leads yet, they're just data, right? And so what I decided to do is when anyone that responded to my email, positive or negative, as long as it wasn't automated, I would have that pushed over to my Go High Level CRM.
Mhm.
Okay. So those were all the steps. And after investigating Make versus Zapier, which Make is cool looking, right? You could see everything three-dimensionally and it's fun. It's like Legos, but they charge by the operation, not by the task.
Okay. Oh,
So
that's right. Yeah.
yeah, so you could have 5 operations to complete one task, and you've used up 5 credits. Whereas I discovered after doing a little deeper research, thank goodness there was a hiccup in getting my Make account set up. And I realized that Zapier charges by the task. So, and so I moved my thinking over to Zapier. Plus, Zapier has added features that were add-ons, like tables and some other features that you had to pay extra for, regardless of what level account you had, are now built in to all the
Oh,
apps at
nice.
no additional cost. Okay.
Ah.
So then I moved from, how should I say, I moved away from Google Sheets to use table, because anything you do in Zapier, and let me know when we need to stop talking here and start the group. But anyway, so long story short, after all of this iterations and everything else, I'm finally just using Google Sheets and go high level. And
Oh,
um,
nice. Wow.
so, so what I discovered is if Go High Level pulls from Google Sheets, you will pay a cost for every single lead that comes over.
Oh my.
Okay, it's not much, but it can add up at
Yes.
100 emails a day.
Wow.
But in learning a little bit about Google Sheets app, what's it called? Something apps, you can actually push, and that's what I'm working on right now. You can push each lead, each row to Go High Level at no cost.
Oh,
See,
wow.
it's a premium feature in Go High Level if you pull, each line in from Google Sheets.
Okay.
Each line you're going to pay a cost every single lead that comes over as a
Mhm.
premium feature. But if you do it the other way and you use it's Google Sheet app something. I'm losing my vocabulary right now, but
Okay.
anyway, I've worked it out where I mean, Go High Level already has a cost to it, right? Go High
Yes.
Level has a I'm sorry, a email verification
Okay.
tool inside it, and it's
Right.
cheaper than the third-party tools I would be using Maker Zapier. So I finally rebuilt this whole thing. It's just coming from Google Sheets directly into Go High Level, and I've set up 2 automations. I'm brand new to Go High Level, but I've already set up 2 automations. I'm working on basically my thinking is it's going to be a 2 bucket system.
Hmm.
All the leads that come in that are just going to be get sent out an email are going in 1 bucket, and those will be called raw leads. And I set up an automation as soon as a lead hits Go High Level from this campaign, it automatically tags it as that raw data.
Wow.
And and um, and then of course it sends out the email. I haven't got that automation done yet. And then and in this case, when someone replies to my cold email campaign, they're considered a lead, right? Or at least they're active. So I set up an automation that about 4 things happen. When a lead responds, A, it immediately removes the tag raw data and changes it to a new tag active.
Okay.
Then I got another automation that said it sends me an SMS telling me, hey, you got somebody that responded. And then thirdly, I've got it doing some other things. So that's
Wow.
been my week.
Wow. What a great week, Dean. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. So you worked through a whole bunch of steps, right? And then learn new things about Make and Zapier and Go High
I
Level.
was able to, as my research got a little more sophisticated, I was able to make my processes a little more sophisticated and simpler.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's how it ought to be. So the
Yeah.
whole point, you feed right into the one of the things that I like to talk about all the time is if it doesn't make your life simpler, it's not what
Why
we
do it?
want,
Yeah.
right? So kudos to you. Wow. And thank you for sharing that whole journey with us as well as the workflow.
Yeah, so now I just, like I said, you can tell where I haven't got to where I'm getting the emails imported and sent out yet. But I've got all the groundwork, everything set. So hopefully by next week, I'll be able to report that I'm receiving so many leads per day and, we'll see.
Nice. Nice.
And Dean, is the front end Google Ads, or what is the
The
initial
front end, okay, so I'm using right now, and my process that I'm sure are going to evolve. I'm just using Google Maps, Google Search, LinkedIn, and Instagram.
so you're kind of going off doing data mining and doing the generating the list yourself and popping
Yeah.
it into Google Sheets?
Well, no, I am right. That's what I was doing. Now I'm automating the process. So using those front end, um, I'm figuring out how to automate those where it's if you want to call it scraping, it's pulling in that data and importing it directly into my Google Sheets in a table format of my design.
And what's that automation? Is that ChatGPT agent, or what is that?
Yeah, I'm playing around. I've gotten farther with Chat GPT agent than I have with Gemini, but Gemini has been a lot more reliable. It hallucinates less, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, one major, since you're asking, one major drawback I had was I require that I get the first name of the business owner and last name and email address. And what I found Google ChatGPT was doing was if it was xyz.com and the owner's name was Mike, it was giving me an email address of Mike at xyz.com. And I
Hmm.
was thinking that was a legitimate email, but it was just guessing.
Yes.
So I had, when I first, I think my first couple or few iterations, I had 75, after spending hours emailing myself, I had a 75% bounce back because they just weren't active emails. They weren't real emails.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Right.
You
So
can
now
clean so
yeah,
you can clean those lists easily before you send out if you
I'm already doing it. Already
yeah,
doing it.
great.
That's it was going to be handled by a third party, which is again is a monthly cost, and now it's going to be handled inside of ChatGPT, which is still a cost, but it's about 25% of what the third party cost would have been.
Huh, interesting.
All
Sure.
right. Thank you very much. I'm going to go ahead and start the recording. We are already live. Do that first. So, good morning, everyone, or afternoon or evening, wherever you are when you get to watch this. First thing I'll say is my name is Tirza Ekholm, and welcome to Open Office Hour with my co-host, Helen Brahms. We both represent Zanakin Studio. She has the New Zealand branch, while I have the USA branch. And Helen runs the back end part of this operation for open office hours, in addition to being my co-contributor. And on Sundays, we co-host a podcast where she is the main host and I'm the contributor. So that's Sunday evenings from 6 to 7 Mountain Time. Both times we are talking about AI and how it's useful for businesses and creatives, and but they have a slightly different format. So this is, as I've said, an open office hour. People can ask questions. We go over things, and as you just witnessed, we have a fabulous community that I am so proud of Dean for going out and trying things. He's been working on this for a few weeks now, but he goes through and he figures out exactly what it is he needs to do to make his system work. And and uh, and other people have shared here it too, where we're all at. We're anything from beginners to experts. We've had them all on here, and so welcome once again. Just a brief disclaimer, since we are also broadcasting live on YouTube And our future plans will be to broadcast live on LinkedIn. That will be next week. We'll try that as well. By being on the Zoom part, you are implicitly giving permission that your name and voice and uh, and picture are broadcast on the air. So just wanted to throw in that little legal disclaimer. My legal person whispered at me the other day, so I thought I probably better mention that. So that is implicit. Today I've been asked to talk more about NotebookLM, so we're going to switch today from NotebookLM for beginners to NotebookLM Beyond the Basics, and I am so excited to share with you some of the things that I've learned and how you can use NotebookLM for your business or your research or your endeavors. So, uh, without further ado, I will go ahead and begin. If you would like to put your contact information in the chat so you can all get to know each other, feel free to do so. You're not obligated, but it's always a good thing to connect with other people, especially since we're all sharing highly valuable information. So let me switch over here. So today is about NotebookLM, and let's see if I can properly share my screen to what it is I want to share with you. I think so. Okay. So here we have NotebookLM, and most people use NotebookLM to summarize a PDF. And today I'm showing you how to use it to master a complex new topic like marblism, which you've seen me cover before, but this time we're doing it from the perspective of how to pair it with have NotebookLM teach us more about it. The other thing that I have done in creating this notebook, plus another one that I'll share with you, we've created it from scratch. I've created it from scratch, although you get to see the more the ongoing result because these things do take time. I paired NotebookLM with Google Gemini itself so that I could build this. So I could do this demo today. So what most people may not know or have not yet played with in NotebookLM, there is this thing up here on the upper left called Deep Research. Now you can do you can do it, you can access it from here or from here. If you do it from here, which is basically what we'll be doing, if you just type in your prompt here, it'll just go to regular research. But here you can, or fast research, and you can choose deep research, which is what I did. Which is also another reason why I didn't do it online, because that takes more than a few minutes for it to accomplish its task. So what I did was I asked Google Gemini to give me the prompt for NotebookLM to do the deep research, to give me information about marblism. I started with its website, but I wanted to know how people across the web were using it. What were the use cases and recommendations and that kind of thing. So I can provide that prompt in the email if you would like to know what it was, because it doesn't save it here. And then what it did is it went out on the internet, of course, and it searched, I think it searched up to 45 different sources. And then what it does is it doesn't automatically include them in your notebook. You get the list, you can click through the list and scan the sources yourself. And then you would check the box and have them be included into your notebook. And then, of course, some of them, for whatever reason, are not really accessible by notebook. They're either protected or there's not enough text there. It's more images. So there are various reasons why you can't actually include it in here. Even though Notebook does accept images, but I think if you upload images, it's probably something it can read. If you're trying to make it watch a YouTube video without a transcript, it's not going to be able to do that. So based on that, as soon as I uploaded all of these, it created an overview for me. You may be familiar with that. And then the next thing I went over to, hang on. Oh, all right. I shared with Gemini that I was creating a demo and that I really wanted to show the power of uh, of infographics. Give me a moment here because I wanted to share. Let me stop sharing. Yes, Dean. Oh, you're muted.
Always doing that. My question is, I just want to understand the format. So on the left-hand side is the reference material that you've given it, right?
Yes. Yep.
And the right column on the right side, is that the interactive? What,
Yes. So
how am I
here,
categorizing that on the right-hand side?
right. Let me share that with you. I'm looking at the wrong screen. Let me go to the one that I'm actually showing you. Okay, let's go to, there we go. You're looking at my Xanakin screen, I hope.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the reason so this is where I did the deep research first was with Xanakin Studio. Okay, so let me give you a little, it's a great question, Dean. I'll give you a little bit of layout of the land. This side is where your sources will show up. You can add your own sources here, which is what NotebookLM started out with originally. And then, of course, you can add more sources from the web. But remember, these are the ones that you are going to curate. So it's unlike the other LLMs like ChatGPT and Gemini. It's not going to go out for the whole internet. It will go for whatever you put in over here. So this middle place is the chat. Now, this chat is like any other LLM. You can ask it questions. As you can see, it even gives you some sample questions for you to get started if you don't know what you want to ask just yet, which is fine. But it will only draw its answers from the information that's over here and nowhere else. And this really stops it from hallucinating, making things up, right? It will not only draw it from over here, but it will, I will show you. It will cite exactly which source it came from. So for example, a little bit later in my process, I asked it to write a checklist for onboarding Eva. And I said I wanted it to include how to prepare, how to refine, and how to use daily. It came up with this checklist, but you'll see for each one, it's got a little number behind it, and it says exactly where it took it from. So then you just go over to the left and look and see which one it took it from. Over here on the right-hand side, these are the things that I've asked it to create. So in this case, I've asked it to create, whoops, I don't want to play that. This was an overview video that I had it create. You've seen me play videos like this. The main thing that I wanted to show you today was things like the infographics and my favorite, the mind map. The mind map is a super, look at, I know, I see Helen is grinning there because she loves mind maps. NotebookLM does a fabulous job of this, and what's really good about it is it took all of the material that I gave it, and it created this mind map. And so it starts out with the Marblism AI employees, which is what I asked for, and then it created these 5 different topics. This last one, I'll just caution you, Marblism has a whole nother section, uh, side of their business where they actually do create apps. And so it's not covered in what I've been doing. And I wasn't planning to share it, but since it was there, I just let it be here. So their core ecosystem, it is the AI employees, autonomous operations, no code prompting integrations. A lot of this is the coding part. But then if you click on the AI team itself, which is the stuff that I've been creating, it goes through and it listed all of them, including Kara for customer support, who has since been retired. So it's not entirely up to date because I didn't read through every single resource that was presented to me. I just scanned them. And then, of course, for each one, let's start with Linda. It will talk about what each one does. So it's like a quick reference guide. So then if I close that one up and I go back to the business value, it, it talks about the information for the cost efficiency, time saving, productivity, and scalability is within the sources that I gave it. And then of course the implementation, which is what I was interested in, turning some of this into future learning. And then just so you know about the app builder reference platform, since they put it in here, it does its own agent creation and app creation. So this is an excellent way to organize your mind around your learning. So then, let me just tell you real quick. When I create a NotebookLM for any purpose, the first thing I have it do is create a mind map and an overall infographic. So let's see if I can. So there's the overall infographic based on everything that's in there.
So
So I'm not going to go over this
you're
here.
asking for that each time?
Yes.
It's not going to automatically do it. You need to ask for that.
Yes. Let me show you where I'm. Each of these things are the functions that you can ask for. So you can ask for an audio overview, which is 2 AI podcast hosts. And by the way, you can specify what kind of audio. Most people have done the deep dive. It does a great job with the deep dive. This is 2 AIs talking to each other, a male and a female. And they go over all of your material, but in a 5 to 7 minute podcast. It's just audio file. The reason people really love this is they take information or content that they want to learn about, or maybe they want to be reminded of what they've created. They create the deep dive, then you can download it to your phone and you can listen to it on the go, while you're working out or driving or whatever. So this is having breakfast. It's a great way to have NotebookLM condense all of your information into something that's bite-sized and easy for you to listen to. So this is also for the auditory types or people who like to do both auditory and visual. But you can choose it to be brief. You can have it do a critique. Now, what I've done with this one is I've created a couple of business plans for or proposals for clients, and I put them into NotebookLM and I say, critique this. And this is really great because it points out holes or things I hadn't thought of yet. And then I've only done the debate once. That's also really rather interesting. So I didn't yesterday. This morning I decided I'd create an audio overview. As you can see, it's still working. I don't know if it'll, I suppose I can do a reload. Let's do that.
Tirza,
Yeah.
I'm a little lost. So
Okay.
so you're talking about NotebookLM and you're talking about Marbleism and how do these things link together? So what's the top level is NotebookLM. Does that
Yes.
have anything to do with Marbleism, or was Marbleism just something you pulled in and or is it managing Marbleism? Is that a separate tool?
No, Marbleism is completely separate. I wanted to
Okay.
share how I did research, a deep dive into a company that I do promote called Marbleism. And I'm using NotebookLM to do it, but they have nothing to do with each other.
Okay, so NotebookLM was just doing research about Marbleism and then preparing stuff about Marbleism. So you were preparing like a blurb on Marbleism, and it could go out there and look at it and then just organize it.
Yes.
But that didn't touch Marbleism at all. You were just scraping information and organizing information about Marbleism.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Got it. Okay,
Yes.
great. Got
Yes.
it. Okay, so that fits. That now
Right.
fits. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Gary. I'm glad you asked that. That's a clarifying question. So The audio is great for learning things on the go. The video, whoops, oh, I didn't want to do that. I meant to click this. All right. The video, again, you can choose whether it's an explainer or a brief, and then you can choose from, several different styles, or you can just have it auto select. And you can
And
tell it,
I'm sorry, but the mind maps, that was a Notebook LM feature.
yes.
Okay, got it. All right.
Yeah, that's
Now I'm
right
good.
here. Yeah. The mind map, you don't get to choose what it focuses on. It will just create a mind map of all the basic sources that you put in. You can specify what you want your audio to focus on and what type you want, and whether it's short, default, or long. I've had them go up as long as, I think, 22 minutes, but they really tend to run around 7 minutes. So here you can put in a prompt, and this is where I went over to Gemini if I want something specific to help me make the prompt. You can do the same thing with the video. You can choose whether it's a explainer or a brief video, and then again, you can give it a prompt saying exactly what you want it to focus on. Except when you accidentally hit it, and now we're making a video overview, which I wasn't necessarily intending. All right. But the reason I wanted, hold on, let me just continue going through what's available for you to do. So the other thing you can do is reports. It will give you suggestions of what it can do. And I've seen this change based on the material that I put in the notebook. So it can give me a briefing doc, a study guide, a blog post, role-playing scenarios, an instructional guide, technical white paper, and change management plan. The top line will be pretty much the same for every notebook, but these 4 down here are, it will shift depending on what the material is. And of course, you can create your own. Again, this tool, it's so underused and overlooked, I'm thinking. It does, even just this is just amazing. So for you to learn more about the material you've created or your own material, you can create flashcards. And again, now you can hopefully see there's a kind of a flow to how you set up their tools. You can choose fewer, standard, or more cards, what level of difficulty you want, and different things you can try. Same thing for the quiz. So this is really helping people master the material they're looking for. And the thing is, what it's creating is a way to teach yourself about practically any topic you can think of. I love the infographics. What I typically do, and the first thing is I let it create just an infographic, and I don't tell it what to do. Same thing for the slide deck and a data table. So the very first infographic I had it create, I think I showed this one already, was this. And it basically introduced 4 members of the team, what the problem is, and how much time you save per week, how much of that would cost you traditionally if you had expert VAs or employees working for you to do this. So then I got more specific about what I wanted. So for this one, let's just go over here. Next is the Marbleism AI workforce, but I gave this a specific prompt, and there's my prompt. So next time I ask it to make one, my hand gestures are fun showing up there. Okay. The next time I asked it to make one, I asked for a clean, professional business infographic titled The Marbleism AI Workforce. Divide the layout into 6 distinct equal circular nodes. Inside each node, include a simple icon and a name label. And then I listed all of the AI employees from Marbleism. And then I said, use a modern SaaS aesthetic with blue and white tones, high fidelity, no spelling errors. and you'll see how different it is from the very first one I created. And by the way, I wanted it to be square rather than landscape. So, and it did, as you can see, it did exactly as I asked. And the infographics really don't take very long. They're really pretty good. Now, the reason I wanted to share it to you from the Xanakin Studio side is this account is the basic NotebookLM account. And at some point, I ran out of the ability in one session to create infographics. Mind you, I was doing other notebooks too, so it's not quite that simple. So while you can, let me just show you real quick. In the basic Notebook LM, you can add up to 50 sources. You don't necessarily need to do that. Sometimes less is more, if you get my drift. But that's only one limitation. The other limitation is how much you can create in a single session. So then I did have it also create some explainer videos, and then I wanted to go more into a deep dive because I'm headed towards making this instructional. I wanted it to give me a deep dive about Eva. And now it's specifically only about what Eva can do and what she does. So that gave me a beautiful infographic that I can then use in my teaching about Marbleism, or just for myself so I can learn how to best use it. And when I hit the limit for infographics, I went over to my other account where I have NotebookLM Pro, and I reproduced everything, the prompts and everything, so I could continue showing you what I'm doing. All right, so I think that's this one. And this should be this one over here. And I just gave it a different name so I could keep them separate. I gave it the same deep prompt, and it came up with a lot of the same ones that were in the other one, but also some different ones. But even though it was the same prompt, that's generative AI for you. But you'll see over here, I was able to create 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 infographics. I don't know if the number is infinite, but I can create a lot of infographics over in the Pro account. Plus, then I created a slide deck. Again, with the slide deck, you can be specific about what exactly you want it to focus on. So I didn't give it any pointers about colors or anything else, so it kind of defaults to this, which is nice. But you'll see that the slides are pretty information heavy, but I could have had it do something more brief so that they're not so, not so crowded. And then all the graphics for each one. So I just continued the work I was doing in the other notebook, and I moved it over to this other, the Pro notebook. So my question to you is, do you see NotebookLM as something that would be useful for you? And then are there questions that I can answer about that?
I have started using NotebookLM a lot more now that I got to play with it and saw all the cool stuff that you can do with it. Basically just about everything that I do these days, anytime I ask ChatGPT something and get the responses back and all that sort of stuff, I then copy and paste them into documents to upload them as sources into a NotebookLM, and it's been very interesting what it's come out with. And Dean has a question in the chat on NotebookLM's website. I couldn't get pricing under plans. How much is the Plus or the Pro version?
I am asking Google Gemini that question, that very same question. Actually, why don't I just share my screen so I can show you its response? Because I did it through, is this where I am? I did it through upgrading my entire Google account. So here's the answer. First of all, it acknowledges how frustrating it is when the price page doesn't load or remains vague, which is oftentimes. So in early 2026, it's structured NotebookLM at tiers to align with their broader Gemini for Workspace, which is what I've upgraded to, and the Google One AI Premium ecosystems. So I don't know about getting it standalone, but here it is. So that free is obviously free. If you have Notebook Plus, it's $19.99 a month, and you get 150 sources and 20 studio generations a day. Remember when I was talking about the infographics, that will go for all of them. And then if you have a business workspace, which is what I have, it would be $29.99 per user per month, and you have 600 sources. Priority processing, which means things go faster, which is great, and unlimited studio generations. So,
Question.
I'll come back to you, Hope, first Gary, and then Hope. Gary?
Yes, you said that the using the smaller number of sources cuts down on the hallucinations, and that just seems strange to me because hallucinations don't seem to be tied to multiplicity of sources. It seems to be tied more to a lack of pleasing of desired input, and so not having less input would seem to make it want to create more. So can you just
Yes.
straighten that thought out a little bit?
Yes, I didn't mean to imply that more sources caused hallucinations. What I did mean to imply was that when you give an LLM access to the entire internet, it can hallucinate not because it won't necessarily find the right answer, but because it will run out of what do they call it? Token space. It's token window. And once it reaches the edge of its token window, if it doesn't know the answer, it'll make something up. Whereas NotebookLM will only draw from the sources you give it. So even if you fill it up with 600 sources, if you had the pro version, that's not what's going to cause it to hallucinate. Does that help? Gary?
Sorry, I was muted. So yes, that does help. Thanks.
Okay, you're welcome. Hope, you had a question.
Hello, good morning or good afternoon, everyone. I actually have two brief questions. One, does the pro version give you access to stuff like Nana Banana or no?
No, both of them. So that's a great question, Hope. Both of them use Nano Banana to create their images.
Okay, great. Okay, next question. I have a series of PDFs that I would love to. I haven't really started to explore NotebookLM yet, to be quite frank, but I have a series of PDFs, about 100, on a particular area of interest, particular niche. And what I wanted to know is, I wanted to use them to create podcasts, like each is on a different subject within a particular niche. Is it possible or would it be effective for me to use one PDF to create a podcast?
Yes.
It's like, okay, go ahead.
Yes, excellent question. And the answer is yes, Hope. So what you do is, it doesn't matter how many sources you upload. What you do is, here, I'll share my screen and show you what I mean. And let's just go here. So what you do is up here where you see where it says select all sources.
Mm-hmm.
You just uncheck that, and now you go choose the one you want it to do.
Okay.
So once you click that, whatever you ask it to do over on this side will only use that one source.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, I've got a big project that I want to work on, so that was my question. Thank you so much. I got to get going with the Notebook LM because I'm liking what I'm seeing and I'm a bit slow here getting it started. Thank you so much. This is always fantastic being here. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, Hope, and thank you for being here. So, how are you finding it useful, Dean?
Well, I think last week I shared with you that somebody in another group, whatever, used NotebookLM to do a sales pitch,
Mhm.
and he gave LM the sources from the prospects website and services, and from his own Go High Level automation website,
Yeah.
and it blended the two perfectly, created a presentation, a slide presentation with both logos. And because it was a motorcycle shop, just about every slide with information of what he could do for the client included motorcycles and so forth in the background. And I was blown away. So I am definitely going to learn it. I am definitely going to be using it for sales presentations and, getting my feet wet.
Oh, that is super. So that's one of those things you can most definitely do. Let's go back over to
Yeah.
this one
He,
over
this
here.
this gentleman said that it would have taken him 4 to 5 hours, if not 2 to 3 days, to prepare for that sales pitch.
Oh, yes.
And Notebook LM made the whole presentation in something like 10, 15 minutes.
Yes. So I don't know what he did specifically, but he probably had his sources over here.
Yeah,
And he chose, whichever ones of them there were. That's just I
yeah,
clicked on the source itself. But then if you checked on the, let's just do, well, I just grabbed two just for the sake of showing you. I'm not going to actually create the slide deck, but if you go over to slide deck now and you go over here and you choose which style you want, this is where he probably put in his thing, his say create a pitch deck, you know, um,
yeah.
include both company logos, that kind of thing, and everything else that he demonstrated in his thing.
Oh,
He puts that here in the prompt and then generates it.
that's great that you can actually show me like behind the curtain there. Yeah, he just told me what he did, and it was like bam, and it was so impressive.
Yes. Yes.
And it was more impressive for the prospect to see his own logo and to see, background pictures of his shop and so forth with the other company's features and what they were going to do for him. So to me, this is something we all need to do and learn, and it's going to be a fantastic tool.
Yes, yes. And I love that it's, most of the things that you will want to do, you can do with the free version. You don't necessarily need to upgrade. It's just that, based on the things that I do, I needed to have access to the higher level notebook LM. So,
Well, while we've been talking, I'm asking Gemini. I have a workspace account. So I'm asking if Notebook LM is included in my account. Gemini is coming back, says yes, that's definitely included since 2025. And then, and I'm asking it to, well, I'm looking into what level account I have to see
okay.
which version of Notebook LM I'm going to get included in my plan.
You actually, if you open up a notebook, you probably can see it straight away. Let's
Oh,
just go back over here and I'll show you where that is. Over here in the upper right corner, you'll see it says Pro here.
oh, I see. Okay. Yeah,
Mhm.
Gemini said it could not, because of privacy concerns, it could not look into my billing and my account. They said at the very minimum you have the standard,
Right.
which I don't know if that means the free version or
Yes.
what standard means.
Yes. That's the free version.
Yeah, so I'm gonna, I haven't opened a notebook yet.
Okay.
Unless I
So
sign up
you'll
for
be
the
able
first.
to see it there. So,
Tirza, what I'm unclear about, and maybe someone else in the group here is unclear about as well, it doesn't really give you specifics. It as far as it seems to be like unlimited iterations, but you were saying the actual limits are you use up your credits, right?
In the free version, yes.
Because it doesn't tell you how many notebooks you get or how many sessions you get, right?
No, that one I have not seen, but I've played with the Notebook LM as a on my phone, as an app on my phone, and I've definitely run into too many notebooks. I mean, it'll just say you have too many notebooks, you know. Well, you can't generate another one until you remove some.
Okay.
So,
And a
and
notebook would be a project, so you've got too many projects there, or you have to delete some.
well, you literally have I literally had my maxed out my number of notebooks, and I don't know if I can.
So that's not the number of sessions in a day or in any period of time. It's actually the number of
Just
things that you have stored in the app. Okay.
yes. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know actually how many I have here, but it is quite a few, so including some that I had that were untitled. So when I wanted to create another notebook this morning, I realized I had one that was untitled and had 0 sources. So I just used that one. There's some in here I'm sure I could do a delete. They're just old. So the app is doing it from your phone is intriguing. Again, probably the best reason for doing things on your app, notebook app, um, is to have the audio on the go. Oh, Marcy, you're muted.
Okay. How did you get the source list? How did you have that generated? Did you name the source, the titles, or did Notebook LM name the sources?
Well, it's a combination of both. So I'll share my screen again so I can share with you. What I did was I used Google Gemini to help me create the prompt for it. So let's move that out of the way. Okay, so
Oh,
if we go back to the very beginning of my chat, I said, write a prompt to research useful and practical tips, tricks, applications, and resources for Marblism AI. That's the topic I wanted to explore. And then I included marblism.com, Marblism AI employees for my Notebook LM about Marblism. And so then it said to get the most out of Notebook LM for your Marblism research, you need a prompt that forces the AI to look beyond the surface and categorize information into actionable blocks. So based on the current 2026 landscape of Marblism, which has evolved from a pure prompt to app tool into a full-scale AI employee ecosystem, here's a comprehensive prompt you can use. So here is this whole thing, Marcy, is from this quote here, I copied this entire thing here, okay? And then I went over to Notebook LM, and over here is where I put in that prompt, right here.
you
can
put
also do it.
the prompt or the answers?
No. I gave it the prompt in
Okay.
here because I wanted it to go search the web on my behalf. So that's what it did. It went away for 10 minutes or so. It might have been more because I went off and did other things. And over here, it gave me this list of uh, of documents and websites and YouTube videos. There were none in this time, but and I clicked through each one to see what it was, and and decided whether I wanted that one in my list. So what happens is, let's go back to this. They're not automatically put into your notebook. What it does is it gives you a list, and you can go through and delete the ones you don't want. And then you can just say add these, the remaining list into the notebook, and then it will upload them in.
And then it will upload them in. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So this deep research part, or even just the fast research, that was not available in NotebookLM before, because one of Notebook's hallmarks is to use your own sources. So if you have a body of work, you can also upload them in here instead of going out to the internet, and it will only use your sources. So that's the
Okay,
beauty of it,
see.
is just
Okay.
narrowing down what it has. You're muted again, Marcy? Okay.
Then my cat distracted me, so I lost oh, do you have to have Gemini as well?
No.
Oh, you can go to any of the other sources you may have for the prompt or anything you want. Okay, you can use even Ask Chat GPT or one of the other platforms.
Yes.
Okay, you just happen to go and use
Yes, Gemini, because I have them both there in the same account, so it's just easier to do that. But I could have gone to ChatGPT, asked the same exact question, and it would have gave me its version of that prompt.
so you just said something about you had it in the same platform.
Mhm.
Was that a different um,
It's
browser?
just it's just a different account.
What,
I have an account on the Tirza Factor for one of my businesses, and then I
okay.
have another account on my personal account, which is tirza.soul Colorado. So, and then I have another one for Xanakin Studio. So I
Because
actually
Notebook LM and Gemini are all Google products. So you
that's
access them through your Google account. I don't know if
yes,
she
Oh,
got that.
okay.
yes, that's true. Thank you, Gary, for the clarification. Yeah. So, no problem for those who came in late. This is the recording will definitely be available later, along with some of the materials that I've provided. If you would like, I can share any of the notebooks I've created in the basic account. I can share those freely. The pro account is not quite so freely. I can only share it with, I think, members of my own team. So that's another reason for creating separate notebooks. I didn't mind creating separate notebooks because also I wanted to see how it would respond.
Tirza, how do you keep track of all the subscriptions you have? You need a spreadsheet, I would imagine.
Yes, I do. Some of them are in a spreadsheet, as a matter of fact. So yes, yes, yeah. For me, that's the joy of being able to access and explore many different tools, so I can share with you what my experiences have been. So, and yes, it does sound a bit complicated having three different accounts and websites and I suppose I could be accused of having ADHD, but just I have lots of interests. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Very curious lady.
Yes. Good morning, Peggy.
Good morning. I'm sorry I was involved in something else, so
Okay.
I will listen, watch when I get
Okay.
because I was really looking forward to this and I can't believe I missed it, but
I understand. And good morning, Emmeline, as well. So I know there's some
Yeah.
latecomers, but that's, we're all super busy, which is why when we can use tools that help us, that's what we want to have happen. So, Helen, any other thoughts for wrapping up?
Not today. You've done a great job on that today. But I can just say I love using NotebookLM. It's been a game changer. It really, and the little infographics and the videos always blow my mind about how they pull all that information together out of what little sources we give them. And they come up with, 6-minute videos on the overview of what you're trying to do and everything else. So it's kind of overwhelming at times, but always it always amazes me. Every time I watch a video, I'm sort of like, wow, they got that from that. Wow. So yeah, it's kind of, yeah. I'm just having it, and I don't know why I was so resistant at first, but Tirza just kept pecking away and said, "Come on, you got to try this. You got to try this." So I did, and I'm hooked.
I will, that's a great question, Joseph, and I did actually mean to let people know. If you would like to schedule a 15-minute session with me, or longer, you can email me at Tirza at tirzafactor.com, and we will set up a meeting. Happy to meet with anyone. So let me put that in here so you can see that. We will have a Zanakin address set up here in the near future. So we're going to use this one for now, but then I'll coordinate with Helen on the other side.
Good
Gary.
question. You talked about the difficulty of sharing if you have a pro account. And I'm wondering, was that your back end, the stuff you put into it and how you created stuff, or was that an end product thing that you created? Like, is there any limitation on if you create a piece of collateral, is there any limitation on being able to share that, or was it like the project that you couldn't share?
That's a good question. So let me share my screen because I may have given you misinformation. And it may have been an earlier rendition when I was playing with this and it didn't work the way I wanted at the time. So here's the advanced account. Oh, let me show you where I started from. Up here we've got share, so you can share the notebook. And after this, in a moment, I'll show you how you can share individual items. So if you share the notebook, you can certainly, like all Google things, Google Docs, that sort of thing, you can specifically add a person. And then this is a nice feature of adding a welcome note. But when you do that, you will either give people access, you can choose to give them access to the full notebook or the chat only. I'm not exactly pleased with that. Number one, I don't want to share the full notebook because that to me, that implies that whoever I give access to can change it any way they want. And I'm not exactly thrilled with that idea, unless it's my business partner. Right? So I'm a little unclear on that one. The chat, it's nice, but my understanding of the chat is just this middle part. So you don't get all the access to all the cool stuff. Now I haven't played with this, Gary, to your point. So the reason that I would want to share this is because I would want people to have access to the things that I created. And I would also like them because the nice thing about having access to the chat is that anybody can then ask their own questions. So there are some benefits. And this is, by the way, is the pro account. If we go look at the other one, I don't think it'll, whoops, we'll see if it's any different. Let's go look at the one over here. Same thing. We have the share over here. And here I can actually restrict the access to just who I specify or anyone I give the link to. And the same thing, I can give the full notebook or the chat. So I'm still a little fuzzy on the security of sharing my notebooks, which is why I haven't done it up till now.
And yeah, because the collateral or the, like the sales presentation that Dean was talking about, that's the stuff that you think you would want to generate that so that you can use it in your business. So maybe there's an export feature or something where you could export it. But yeah,
Oh, and
that
that's,
would.
yeah, that's likely what he did. So now, say for example, here's my AI employees video. Or the slides even, if I had put slides in here, the same thing. You go over to these 3 dots over here, and here you can download them. It'll
Okay.
download it to your computer, and then you can send it to whomever you want.
Or share it. You can share that part right there. There's a share.
And
So
there's
that
a
if you wanted to
share,
share, yeah.
one thing, right?
Okay, great.
There's no point, as far as I know, you can't share the mind map. Hang on, I can't quite see it. Wait. Okay. The only thing you can do with the mind map is delete it, and I think that's just because it's an interactive feature. So oh, Dean,
Great.
yes.
Yeah, so along with the Sharon, I think maybe just helping Gary out there might have answered my question. Since this is such a great tool, I'm just thinking of all the ways we could use this. And is it possible to, like create a notebook, slides or whatever, and embed that in a page of your website?
Yes. Yes. In fact, I
Would you
have,
do that just like a GIF file or JPEG or something like that?
let's see, let me
I
stop
don't know what
sharing.
format it downloads in.
Well, when you download the slides from Notebook, it comes as a PDF. You
Okay.
can upload that PDF into Canva if you wanted to make any edits to it.
Yeah.
But you don't have to. You can just use the PDF as is, and you can do your presentation with it, as is.
PDFs don't move, right? So if
No,
you,
you
it would
move.
be a static image if you try to upload it to a web page. Because I think this would be on my homepage for my postcard business. I think this would be a great little thing to embed in kind of the homepage to sort of explain the process of what I'm doing.
Yes.
But I
So
would
you
want
would,
it to move. I would want the slides to move just as it would for the presentation.
right. So you'd have to then download it as a PDF, go over to Canva, have it break it up into the different slides, which then you could then download each one, to your thing separately. And then you get on Zoom and record yourself doing a presentation with the slides, and you put that on then you upload that to your,
Okay.
that is a way.
I really haven't messed with Canva AI, but I think that might be a good thing to like just throw it there and say, hey, create slides for me, moving slides or something.
Yes, that might be an excellent one. If you do that, let me know. I'm
Okay.
curious to see. This is always pushing the boundaries, and I love it.
Yeah.
Alrighty
And
then.
for the,
Yes.
which would you say, um, to have the basics? Should you start with Notebook LM and also have Marbleism, or what is your suggestion? Where would you go for starting out? Because I haven't done a whole lot with them.
I would just start with Notebook LM and choose a topic that's of interest to you. So let's go back over to here so I can show you what I mean. So this is obviously a notebook I've already created, but what you do is you go into your browser, whatever your browser is, and open up a new tab. And in my case, I already have it saved, but if you didn't have it saved, you could type in notebook lm.google, .com,
Oh,
and that will bring you right to the Notebook LM page. And you could just click on create new. You could scroll through. These are ones that the bigger companies have shared. That's a test feature, a beta feature from Google itself. So they worked out something with these companies to share their notebooks of general interest, right? But you just go here and create a new notebook. You click here. And if you have sources, like your own PDFs, this is where you would either upload them, or you would, if you had a specific source already, like a website or a YouTube video, you put the link in here, or your own files from your drive.
Ah,
So upload your, if you're doing it this way, you upload them one at a time,
mhm.
and it will put them over here on this side,
Ah,
right? And then this is the chat part. So this is where you can ask whatever you uploaded questions,
mhm.
and it will answer only from them. And then over here, if you want these other things, they're grayed out now because there's nothing for it to draw from. But over here is where you can play with the different things that it can do with the material that you gave it. Does that help?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, indeed.
awesome. So as always, I encourage you to go play. You can't break it. You might not get the results you want, but you can't break it. So, alrighty, on that note, if you have ideas or things you want me to cover for next week, go ahead and email me. Otherwise, I'll be sharing this recording along with the basically the studio notes and the overview from our session this afternoon. And as always, thank you so much. If you know someone who would find this interesting or useful, please do let them know. We are in audience growing mode and would definitely appreciate any word of mouth referrals. We greatly appreciate you. And remember the podcast on Sunday night from 6 to 7 Mountain Time, where Helen and I go over more AI tips. All right, thanks everyone.
Did you put
Thank
that
you,
in the chat?
Tirza. Have a great weekend, everyone.
You bet. Thanks, Hope.
Did
Thank
you
you, Tirza.
You're welcome.
did you put that link in the chat?
I will
For
put
Sunday.
for Sunday. No, I don't have a link for that here. I will put it in the email.
Okay, thank you.
All right, you're welcome.